Hi everyone, welcome back once again in my YouTube channel. So guys, today in this video I am going to cover third part of a Spring Boot interview question and answer. So in this video mostly I will cover most important topic which generally asked in the interview. That topic is actuator. So what is actuator? How to create custom actuator endpoint and many more questions related to this topic. Okay guys, so let's start without any further delay guys. So first I will represent my what PPT. Okay, so in this PPT I will explain all the question what we will discuss in this video. So guys, this is the list of the question generally asked in the interview related to the actuator. So guys, first question, what is actuator in a Spring Boot? Why it's so important? Because you can see guys, whenever if you are going to at any interview, mostly the interviewer asks this question. So what is actuator, right? What do you mean by actuator? Where did you implement this concept in your project? So lots of questions they may ask in the interview, right? So that's why guys, I will explain all the question, this most probable question which is generally asked in the interview room guys. So guys, the second question is why it's so important, then how actuator exports default endpoints, how to use actuator in a Spring Boot guide, how to configure explicitly configuration, how to enable HTTP trace after 2.2.x version. This is important question. So how to change actuator base path, how to create actuator custom endpoint, how to deploy a Spring Boot application as jar and word file, and last question guys, how to check the loggers info in actuator. So guys, generally this much of question mostly asked in the interview. So that's why I have created all the question and I will explain in front of you one by one. So guys, we'll move in first question. What is a Spring actuator? What are its advantages, right? So guys, see, in general term, so actuator is a guys manufacturing term. Okay, actuator is a manufacturing term that refers to a mechanical device for moving or controlling something. Actuator can generate a large amount of motion from a small chain. So if this definition, if you can see here, might be confused what I'm explaining here. So guys, for that purpose, if you will go that a Spring Dog guide. So this is API tool guide, right? You know very well, good. So if we'll go back, I will show you what is this definition defined by the Spring people. You can see guys, what enabling production ready feature means. Actually means guys, how we are going to enable the production ready feature. And this is also you can see definition of actuator. This definition I didn't given guys. This definition given by what? A Spring Boot people. Okay. So what's the mention guys? An actuator is a manufacturing term that refers to a mechanical device or moving or controlling something. Actuator can generate a large amount of motion from a small chain. So this definition guys, I will correlate once I will show the practical. So guys, don't confuse. Okay. So how all these things are enabled for us by default. Okay, this thing I will explain one by one. So guys, we'll just move our slide. That's why also I have mentioned here this definition only. Okay, because see guys, whatever I'm going to explain, also I'm going to explore the things, right? I'm going to explore, then I'm bringing in front of you. Okay, same way you can what understood how the actuator you work in our Spring Boot. You can see guys, in second point, in a Spring Boot, actuator is an additional feature that helps you monitor and manage your application, right guys? How you're going to monitor and manage your implementation, right? What you implemented in your project. When you push it production guy, that guy simply you can say guy, it's a very important thing. What? So actuator guy, we can help actuator or we can get the information actuator guy in production phase guy, in production ready support. That's why guy we can say actuator is a production ready support. Means with the help of guy actuator, what we can see how class is loaded, how thread is running, how object is created, how URL mapping, last 100 HTTP request information, config properties, health check, so many things guys we can check with the help of actuator. That's why guys we can say here what actuator can help us to monitor and manage our application when your code will post in production. That thing guys keep in mind. So guys these features include auditing, already I've told you guys, auditing, health and metrics gathering, and many more features guys. All the features I will explain in this video. So guys please I'm suggesting you, or also I would like request to you, please watch the entire video from starting to end. Then you will get so many what information about actuator. And guys whenever if you are going to give any interview or your knowledge check as well, you will not miss any concept related to the actuator. Damn sure guys, this I'm giving to promise to you. If you will watch entire video, then you can't miss any concept, because in this video I'm going to explain with real-time example guy, with code base guy, how we are going to do all the operation of actuator in a Spring Boot. Right guy? So that thing is second point guy. So that if you want to use actuator, so you will have one dependency. Okay, that dependency you need to keep inside your pom.xml. Only then you can what use the actuator functionalities. Correct guy? The last one guy, using Spring Actuator you can access those flows like what bean is created. Already I mentioned you how bean is created, how class is loaded, how object is created, how URL mapping, how last 100 HTTP request information, how health check of the application, so many more things guys I will explain one by one in this video. So guys don't what skip the video and watch entire video, then you will get more information. So guys in next video, so guys so already I explained what actuator in a Spring Boot, why it's so important. The thing is that this question very important guy, why it's so important. Why it's so important guy means because if you will use actuator, then lots of production feature you can monitor and manage in your application, such like how class is loaded, how thread running, how object created, URL mapping, config properties, health check, environment check, loggers check, so many things you can see, you can visualize. That's why guys Spring Actuator is a so much important for us. I hope you understood guys. Get any place if you have any doubt, any confusion, please do me comment in the comment section. Definitely guys I will reply back to you once I will get some time. So guys already I have explained this part guys. Now the main thing is started guys. Now you will more focus on that. See, this is a screenshot guy only. This all the things I will explain in front of you practically. So guys see, once you're going to hit any endpoint, see suppose in your local, that is localhost, but once your project, your application will deploy in the server, okay, that time this time server port will be there, server name and port will be there, right? But as of now I will explain in my local, I will show the practical in my local. That's why I can see here, you can see here what localhost port number, and this is the actuator, this is the default port. Okay, so once you're going to hit this endpoint, you will get such type of response. What is actuator, what is health, what is the path of this health check. So I will explain one by one. So guys see, this is the second slide guy. Suppose if you are going to hit actuator / health endpoint, that all the endpoint given by default by the Spring Boot. We are not writing this actuator / health, but I will explain you if you want to modify in a actuator by your endpoint. That means how to create custom endpoint. That is a by default endpoint given by the Spring Boot. But I will explain in this video how you are going to give your custom endpoint. Guys, it's very important. It's very interesting, guys. Okay. So all the things, guys, I will explain. See, if you can see here, if I am going to hit localhost 9091/actuator health, then you can see status up. That means your application is up and running. There is no any issue in the application. Right? You can see with this response status as a up. Same thing I will also show you how we are going to implement in real time. Okay. So guys, then our question is what? How Actuator default endpoints? How Actuator expose default endpoints? So guys, this is the default endpoints. What? That is health. I will show you, and also you can see, guys, how if this is default endpoint, how we can see. This thing I will show with our practical guide. So don't confuse. So guys, how to use Actuator in a Spring Boot application? Now main thing started. Our practical will start. So how to use Actuator in our Spring Boot application, guys? So guys, for using Actuator, if you want to use Actuator features, Actuator concept in your application implementation, that means first, guys, you need to keep this dependency in your pom.xml. This dependency in your pom.xml. Also, guys, you can see here in your documentation, this is the API documentation. I didn't create it. This document created by the what? Spring Boot people, guys. So you can see, guys, what dependency is there. So Spring Boot starter Actuator. If you will keep this dependency in your pom.xml, only it can download all the jar related to the Actuator. Then the feature we can use, whatever that by default feature Actuator has, we can use. Okay, otherwise we can't use. First, you need to keep this dependency inside your pom.xml. So guys, we can follow the same. So guys, for the same means, guys, so we'll already I have created one project, right? In last video, a Spring Boot part 2, right? Might be you have seen this video. The guys who didn't watch that part 2 video, please go and watch that part 2 video. Then you'll come to know already I have created one video, right? Part 2, a Spring Boot question answer. In this I have created already one project, right? So in that I have one pom.xml, correct? I have one pom.xml. So guys, in this pom.xml we can keep dependency here. We can keep dependency here. So already I have kept this dependency. So copy the dependency, guys, and paste inside the pom.xml. One minute, it didn't copy, it seems. Copy and we can paste inside our pom.xml. It's came, guys. You can see here what this dependency came, guys. A Spring Boot starter Actuator, right? We control save. If we'll save, it's a building, right? So it is downloading the jar related to the Actuator, right? So guys, we have done this dependency, right? Right? We have added this dependency in our pom.xml. So guys, first thing we have done, right? So all what I have mentioned in the slide. So we need to add the dependency. What? A Spring Boot starter Actuator. That dependency, guys, I have added, right? So if you will add this dependency, guys, then whatever the default feature of the Actuator, it will work automatically. What, guys? It will work automatically. So guys, see what it will work at. So already I mentioned guys, here this endpoint. So you can see guys, HTTP localhost 9091 actuator. So guys, you don't confuse. So HTTP localhost because the running application in my local. This application is running in my local, that's a localhost. But 9091 already I have what mentioned this up application property file, right? This is our string.profiles.active. So guys, in last video already I have shown you, right? If you have two properties, dev and prod, how you're going to access, right? With our Java code, right? Might you have watched that video, guys. If you have two properties, right? Dev environment and prod environment. So how your Java code will access respective environment, right? So guys, in the last video already mentioned string.profiles.active, it's devs. So we can go in dev property, guys. Also you can see in dev property I have mentioned server.port equal to 9091, right? I mentioned. So this property will pick from the dev environment in the application property file. That's why it can pick localhost 9091, right? After that, guys, see actuator already mentioned, guys, this is the by default endpoint. If you will add this dependency, it will pick actuator is the by default endpoint. So guys, so how it's working or not after adding this dependency, how we can see, guys? So we'll run the application first, right? We can run the application first. So we can go in main our method, right? This is our main method for this application, Spring Boot interview question and answer application, right guys? So I will go inside this method and I will run the application as Spring Boot application, right? See, once you run the application, so we can see first this application is running on which port. First we'll what confirm this application running which port. After I will show you how actuator is working. See guys, it's started now, right? What's a giving message, guys? 1 minute. Something is giving error. Okay, don't worry. So first I will terminate this one, this application. First I will terminate, okay, then I will run this application again. Let's see. Now it will start to run. Now it will start to run. No, this application is not started. What it's showing? No problem. We'll close the application first. Sometimes it happens, guys. Don't worry. Come here. Run the application. We'll see. No, again it's view application. 1 minute. So for 1 minute I can comment this one. It's not needed as of now. Now we'll see, because this test controller we have created already, so it's not creating the bin for that. We'll see after commenting this application running or not. Now you can see that our application is running on port number 9091, right? You can see guys, our application running on 9091. Why guys? Because it's picked this property, right? So application.day property, right? So are running this application on port number 9091. You can see guys, right? So because in application property file we have mentioned here, right? String.profiles.active as a div. Correct? Got it guys. So guys, what our intention, right? So our intention is, so once you have added this dependency in our form.xml, so this endpoint is working or not, right? So guys, we can copy this endpoint, right? Or no problem. Already we can, you can come in the postman. Also you can guys, if you put http, or you can see guys, click this one guys. So http localhost 9091 actuator, right guys? This is the endpoint, right? So if you will guys send this button, right? This option, send button, right? So guys, you can see what actuator, there is no what means, you didn't get what any response, but you need to get, right guys? So guys, why it didn't came guys? Not found. Why it's not found guys? We have actuator, right? It should be, so we need to go this place. This is 9091 only, right? In our format.xml guys. Come here. A Spring Boot starter actuator, right? Same thing we have done, right? A Spring Boot starter actuator, right? Same dependency we have copied, right? Correct only, right? A Spring Boot starter actuator, right? Okay, you have mentioned 2 times, right? So we no need to give 2 times guys. Why it's came 2 times, not sure. Again it's building guys, just give 1 second. So guys, this thing, if you will get this type of issue, you need to figure out. That is also one important thing. If you will more expertise on that, right? So guys, see, now we need to give only one, right? So now we can terminate the application, and then we can start the application, right? Correct? Now we can see our endpoint is expected working or not. First, let's see our application should be run. If application will run as expected, then we'll hit, right? So now application running 9091, right? Now we'll go this place and actuator. As of now also it can say what, not found. No problem guys, will come in our this place. We can check application properties file. So guys, one thing mistake this is there guys. First I will tell you, I will explain this thing later, but as of now I need to comment this thing, and I need to comment this thing as well. Okay, I will explain why I have commented here. Now I will hit this endpoint guys. Even this is not, no problem, we'll run the application one more time guys, and run the application one more time. Let it be start, then we can see See guys, application started on port number 9091, right? Now this endpoint we have, now we can hit. See guys, so now we can see, right? So I didn't configure anything. Only I have entered this endpoint http localhost 9091 actuator. This endpoint guy also I didn't configure any places. I didn't created this endpoint actuator, right? Okay, by default Spring Boot giving this endpoint. What you get? Actuator. That's why I have defined here, guys. See, after adding this dependency, directly if you will hit this endpoint, right, you can get all the endpoint by default what actuator has. What actuator has, guys, by default? These three endpoint only, right? But guys, if you want to know, what, get the information, hey Amit, I want to see all the endpoint what actuator has. If you want to see all the endpoint what actuator has, that means guys, you need to add one configuration in application.properties file, guys. So guys, that is here what management.endpoints.web.exposure.include equals to star. That means it will take all the endpoints what actuator has. Guys, see, after adding this configuration, after adding this line number 9, then you can terminate application and you can see the result. What result is coming after hitting the same endpoint? Means what? Same endpoint http localhost what colon 9091 slash actuator. So as of now guys, you can see only these three endpoint. What? Actuator health, and actuator health that path, right? But after adding that configuration, the line, so what? management.endpoints.webexposure.include equals to star. So how many endpoint you can see? So guys, now our application is running as expected on 9091. Now guys, second thing, what I need to hit again, right? So again send the request, guys. We can see how many endpoint coming now. Guys, earlier we have only 3, right? Earlier we have 3 only. Now you can see how many, guys. How many endpoint you can see, guys? This all the endpoint coming only adding one configuration line, one configuration property, right? That is what, guys? That is what? management.endpoints.web.exposure.include. If you will add this properties in the properties file, then you can see so many endpoints by default coming, guys. So guys, now main part is what you can see, guys. So already I mentioned you, guys. So if you are going to add the dependency of actuator, so by default you can see so many things, guys. What is actuator? So if you're going to see actuator giving this endpoint, so how many beans you have created in your application? With the help of that you can see, guys. So if you want to see what is the cache information, what is the health, see guys, health path, and guys this endpoint, if I click this health point, you can see guys health. Now you can guys click send. Now you can see guys what status is up. Means status up means guys, this is by default endpoint given by the Spring Boot. This same endpoint I have shown you while I was explaining that second part, guys, this thing. Now you can correlate, right? So I didn't add any configuration. I added only one configuration, management.endpoint.webexposure include equal to star, right? So with this what configuration in configuration property file, with that all the endpoints coming by default, right guys? So guys, that is the screenshot, but you can see that is the real time in our application running in localhost, right? So So http localhost 9091 slash actuator slash health. Correct? If you will hit this endpoint, you can see your application is up and running. Suppose if any purpose, any reason your application is not running, that time this cannot be so what? It is as a up. Correct guys? So guys, you can go back here. Back means you can actually again I can hit. Correct? Now you can see guys that beans information, right? Now you can see guys how if you're going to want the environment information, right? See environment, right? So see, so in which environment see already I mentioned guys in the property file active property as a dev, right? Yes or no guys? You can go in the application, you can see in the property file, right? string.profiles.active as a dev. Yes or no? Same thing guys, if you want to see with the help of actuator in which environment your application is running, guys, I hope you understand, right? So you can see the power of the actuator. Now you can feel what is the power of actuator. With the actuator concept, with the actuator feature, you can find out the environment easily. Yes or no? In which environment your application is up and running. Right guys? So guys, in which port your application is running. So all the environment related properties you can find out with this endpoint, which is given by the Spring Boot by default. Right guys? Now guys, you can come here and I can hit this endpoint, right? So guys, whatever you need, you can see all the information guys. Correct? You can see guys. So already I mentioned guys. So what is a heap dump? Yes or no? What is how object created? See if any object is created or not. You can see guys loggers. If you click this guy, you can see logger information as well guys. So if you want to see guys, see this much loggers, this much level of loggers we have, right? So what the loggers you're going to implement, that logger you can see very easily. Correct guys? So guys, these all are the information related to the by default guys. This is all things coming by default. I'm not doing anything. So as per this by default endpoint, you can find out all the endpoint guys. Now guys, now I'm going to move in our slide, right? So this part guys, you can already have seen, right? So HTTP localhost health, you can see your application up and running or not. Guys, without doing anything, just adding, because one dependency, you can see all the feature what actuator has. Right guys? Now I'm moving next slide. Guys, so you already have mentioned you. So by default endpoints. So this is actually by default endpoint. Already I mentioned guys, this management dot endpoint dot where exposure dot include with add. So you can see so many by default endpoint what the actuator has. Right guys? Also guys, in the property file, if you can include health, comma info, comma env, comma beans. That guy not dot, that is comma guys. Okay, that is all the levels of guys. Okay, that is not dot, that is info, and that is not dot guy, that is environment beans. So you can include in single shot all the information, all the endpoint as a single configuration. Get already I mentioned this thing also. If you want to see the environment level things, your application running in which environment you can see. If you want to see guy beans, we want to see beans already, so I can show this guy. So also we have one endpoint guy beans. I will show you where it beans guy, where it beans. See beans guy, if you click that endpoint guy, once you're going to click that, right? So you can see your dependency guy. No, not dependency guy, your beans. What the beans you have. So what the beans has created, that bean you can see guy. So many beans. If you can see guy, if bean is loaded or not. So in production guys, suppose if you push your code in production, right? So with this beans guy, you can check your what you implemented the code, this is right or wrong. With thus viewing this beans, if your bean is available this place, that means you can assume your code is implemented, you have created the bean correct. If you want to, if you don't able to find the bean in this place, that means you can see what your application, in your application bean is not created properly. So that is the endpoint given by the actuator. Because if your code is implemented, you post your code in the production, and if you are getting some issue related to the bean, so you can find easily what bean is not there in this place. So that corresponding you need to what figure out your issue in your code. Correct guys? So that is very important thing guys. That's why I mentioned this, all the endpoints what we have. With the help of this endpoint, you can check your code easily and you can debug easily guys. Then next question. Already I mentioned in the question part I will write. So how to activate Spring Boot, already I mentioned here. How to configure explicitly configuration, also I mentioned. Now question 6 guys. How to enable HTTP trace after 2.2.x version of the Spring Boot. This is a very important question. Okay, so what it means guys, I will explain here. What it means guys, it means, so guys, before 2.2.x, so Spring Boot 2.2.x, Spring Boot, you can just add one dependency guys that already added, that Spring Boot starter actuator. So you can see what HTTP trace information. So how many call you have hit to fetch your information, to fetch your what REST call. It may be get, it may be post, it may be put, it may be delete, right? So guys, but after 2.2.x, so we don't have such type of flexibility. You don't such type of feature. You can track the HTTP call. Okay, if you want to trace the HTTP call, you need to explicitly what implement the implementation. Just like to fix this issue, just create the bin of HTTP trace repository which is in memory repository. So that is the feature. If you are going to use a Spring Boot after 2.2.x, so you can also see in our application, our Spring Boot application is which version. So see, version is 3.3.4. So definitely this is higher than 2.2.x. Right? So if you are going to use a Spring Boot 2.2. If you are going to use a Spring Boot application higher than 2.2.x, so that means you need to explicitly implementation, okay, need to provide, then only you can get HTTP trace feature. So I will show you, don't worry, I will show you how we are going to implement HTTP trace feature as well. So for that purpose we need to create one class. Okay, that class name we can assume here what the class name suppose configuration class. Okay, configuration class. Okay, I have created one class, that is configuration class. Good I have their implementation. I will just keep this implementation just configuration class. Okay, don't worry, I will copy this and I will paste this place. So see, I have created one configuration class. This is our Java based configuration. That's why I have given add rate of configuration annotation, right? And I have created one what bin. That is HTTP exchange repository. Okay, and create test repository. I have created one method, and I'm going to return in memory HTTP exchange repository. Right? So that means you can see so we have Spring version is what? See, Spring version is what we have Spring version already mentioned show 3.3.4. So you can't see HTTP trace. You can't see guys here any HTTP trace, what endpoint is there. You can't see any HTTP trace by default endpoint guys. Why guys? Because if you will use before or till 2.2.x version of the Spring Boot, by default you can see HTTP trace endpoint will come here. But our Spring Boot is 3.3.4. So guys, if you want to see the HTTP trace endpoint should become, that means you need to provide your own implementation. That's why I have provided your own implementation configuration class like that, right? So now after adding this guy, this class, after adding this bean, so you need to add two configuration in properties file. You need to add two configuration in properties file. So guys, this two configuration I am going to provide guys. See, I provided what? Two what property. So management.endpoint.waveexposure.include is equal to HTTP exchange, and management.http recording dot enable equal to these two things you need to provide guys. Only you can get HTTP trace call. So in front of you I will run the application, we'll see. So as of now guys, after running this application we can see only HTTP trace call will coming or not, because I have what disabled all the endpoint, right? Only the endpoint will come related to the HTTP trace, means HTTP exchange guide. Okay, earlier it was name was HTTP trace, now the name has changed, its name is HTTP exchange. How many call has, means HTTP request, how many call has went off for HTTP request. Good guys. So now guys, after running the application we can hit our endpoint, right? So guys, after running the endpoint you can see what guys, see guys, so all the endpoint is disabled. Why? Because in the property file explicitly I have what commented this line, right? I enable only this property, right? So what I have added, HTTP exchange. So HTTP exchange is guys, you can see here I will click that endpoint, Actuator HTTP exchange. Once I click this endpoint guys, now I will hit. So you can see guys very easily. So what the endpoint I have called, see guys, I have called get, right? So this information HTTP exchange, it will tell us which call did you done. So I have done guys get call, right? Yes or no? You can see here get call. What is the endpoint? This one, right? So after guys, which is the port number? So all the things will give guys about our HTTP. So guys, see what is the type of response 200, right? You can see guys, when did you get response, what is the content type? That means guys, it means if you want to hit, if you want to know about the HTTP call related things, HTTP call related features, that means you need to implement this feature guys. This feature means guys, this configuration class explicitly you need to configure this thing. So if you want to see your HTTP related information, okay, earlier it was HTTP trace, now the name is changed guys, HTTP exchange guys. That's why this is the our point. How we are going to enable HTTP trace? Because we are generally using our Spring Boot application higher than 2.2.x. If you are going to check 2.2.x, that means you no need to do any implementation explicitly. You can find out by default implementation of this configuration. Right guys? So this is the guy. Next question, what I have told you I will explain. That's guy. It's very important guy. How to enable HTTP trace after 2.2.x version of Spring Boot. If you are going to use 2.2.x, no need to do anything, only adding this one single line configuration you can find out the HTTP trace information. But if you are going to use higher than 2.2.x in a Spring Boot version, definitely you need to implement your own implementation to finding the HTTP trace information in your application. Okay, that was the question number 7. So guys, now how to change actuator base path? This is also one important question guys. How to change actuator base path? So guys, what is how to change actuator base path means guys, you can see here. So guys, if you come here, actuator. So guys, see, by default actuator given this endpoint actuator. If you want to remove actuator, and if you want to give your endpoint name, guys, then how you can do? That is the guy question number that one. Okay. So this question, actuator endpoint, right? So guys, if you want to modify as per your expectation, if you want to give the name of the actuator as what? Admin. Suppose this place, if you want to give the name, by default name should be what? Admin, suppose. So guys, what I need to do in the application? So as of now guys, if you can hit here, so it will show guys what? No, not found. So path admin, we don't have this admin path, right? We don't have the admin path. That's why we are not able to what? See the response, right? But what should be the process? What should the implementation for the guy? Very simple. You need to add one single line what? Configuration in the application.property file. So guys, what is the configuration? So guys, this configuration you need to put management.endpoint.web.base path. Earlier it was by default base path is equal to actuator, but now if you want to see other endpoint as per your understanding, as per your what thought, so you can give this place you need to modify. So management.endpoint.web.base/path equal to /admin. Then guys, if you will do the modification, if you add this configuration in the application property file, then you can terminate your application, run the application, and hit your postman endpoint, and you can see the result. It's coming expected or not. Same thing I will do here. So already I have terminated application I have started. Okay, the application is started. We'll see after starting the application, we'll go through the postman and we'll hit the respective endpoint what we have configured, right? Application started as expected. Good. Yes or no? Good. Also you can see here exposing one endpoint base path equal to admin. Also you can see here, right? Application started 9091. Now we can hit the application. So localhost 9091/admin. Now same thing will come. Same response will what? Come here also. What response was coming earlier when you are hitting what? Localhost 9091/actuator. So we can see it. After hitting this endpoint, you can see. So guys, okay. As of now, only these two things coming. Why? Because I didn't comment these two lines, right? If we'll comment this two line, then guys, this feature will come. So first I have commented this line, correct? Or again I need to terminate and run the application, then we can hit, because that configuration already enabled. That's why you are not able to see all the endpoints what Actuator has by default. Now application started as expected, correct, on the port number 9091. Now I will hit admin. See guys, coming expired or not? You can see guys, we are 3, but you can tell Amit why we can see only this 3. Why we are not seeing all the endpoints? Because I didn't excluded that one, right? Because I didn't excluded that one. Now I have uncommented this configuration as well, right? Now you can run the application, we'll see. So all the endpoint will come what actuator has by default. Okay, so again, this is the permutation combination. If you want to but explore more on that, you can debug. So after adding, after removing, after commenting, after uncommenting, what response is coming, then your thought process will be increased more. Yes or no? So because I have done so many times, right? That's why I know very well all the things. See, now application running on port 9091 expected. Now I can see, as of now you can see only these three endpoint, right? Because I have earlier commented that include equal to a star, right? Now I have uncommented, right? Now I can hit. You can see. See guys, how many endpoints coming? Because I have added, I have uncommented that property, right? That configuration. So you can see guys, same thing coming or not. So earlier it was coming /actuator, but now we have overridden, right? Now you are going to use admin. So guys, whatever the configuration name, if you are going to keep in your property file, see as of now I am giving admin, right? So if you are going to put what Amit, suppose, don't confuse. So if you click Amit, only this response will come. All the endpoint will come. It depends on you guys. Okay, whatever the base path you want to keep. So according to that base path, you need to hit the endpoint, right? So you can see also, if you keep here /Amit, base path is Amit. So after base path Amit, all the endpoint will be executed. See, I will hit. I am keep here admin. See, now guys, I have changed Amit, but I am going to hit admin. It will give 404, not font. Definitely will give not font guys. Not font. Obviously it will be not font because path it didn't find out, right? If you will give Amit here, right? Amit. Definitely you can see all the response coming guys. Also you can see guys. So after Amit, only the path, only the endpoint is coming, changing. Amit is coming because this is a base path. After base path, you can see 9091 Amit health, but Amit health path, Amit info, because that thing I have kept inside the property file. So this should be our base path. Amit is a base path. After that, whatever the endpoint by default Actuator has, it can provide to us. So guys, that was our this Actuator endpoint. Now guys, this thing. So how to create custom endpoint? Guys, this is very important. This is a very important. How to create custom endpoint? That means guys, as of now you can see here. So Amit info, right? So if you want to create custom endpoint, right? So how you can do? Right guys? So guys, it's very simple. Don't confuse. So if you want to create custom endpoint in Actuator, so you need to create one class, right? You create, suppose I am going to get one. First I will explain some part about this. See guys, if you want to create custom exception guys, custom endpoint, not custom exception. So if you want to create custom endpoint in the Actuator, so guys, two things keep in mind. So our operation should be guys, it may be get, it may be post, it may be delete, whatever it update, right? So guys, by adding at the rate of being annotated with the endpoint, we have one annotation guys, endpoint, okay? Or it might be read operation. Read operation is guys, we are going to read the data, right? If you want to get the data, if you want to fetch the data, definitely you should have one annotation, that is at the rate of read operation. If you want to post some data, if you're going to want post some data, that time you need to use at the rate of write operation. If you want to delete the resources, delete the data, that time your operation should be at the rate of read operation, right? Corresponding our what annotation will be work. I will give one example at the rate of read operation, how we are going to create custom endpoint in Actuator. So guys, focus on this please. I will create one class. That class get what? Custom actuator. Custom actuator. Okay. Custom actuator. Right. I have handy some implementation already. I have, so I can keep that implementation directly, and I will explain you how it's. Copy, come here. Guys, see, I have created one class custom actuator, right? So guys, already I mentioned you. So you will have one endpoint, add rate of endpoint. The ID is custom actuator. ID is custom actuator. You need to define. This is a component creating the bin. So guys, this is a class, and we will have one method, right? Suppose if I am going to define method current DB details, right? In your application, different types of method will be there, right? Suppose this is the method name is a current DB details, and this method belongs to the add rate of read operation, because I want to fetch the data, right? I want to read the DB details, right? So returning current DB status is current DB status of the application. Okay, I have implemented suppose this method for creating the custom endpoint. Okay, so after creating this guy, you can click, you can add this custom actuator, right? And you can see the result is coming or not. Already I mentioned in this place endpoint. So okay, no problem. So directly we can go there, and you can add this. Copy, come here. Yes. And here you can, first I can run the application, right? 5 minutes, and run the application. Then I can hit this what? Custom endpoint, and you can see the result is coming. Because instead of guide, so you can see guide, instead of health, instead of info, instead of path, we can what I've given custom actuator, right? And this custom actuator returning what? Current DB status, right? This custom actuator endpoint giving the what? Current DB status of the application, right? Good. You can see it. After hitting this endpoint, what result is coming? See guys, it's coming or not? Current DB status of the application. So guys, what we have understood with this? So if you want to create custom endpoint in the actuator of a Spring Boot, so you can follow such type of practice. This thing I only, don't too much, because this place I have used read operation, and already I mentioned that if you want to use read operation, that time you can use what? Read operation as the get call. If you want to use write operation, that means it's a post call guide. If you want read operation, it is a read call, and you need to define the add the rate of read operation. Correct guy? I hope you understood. And a part of that, two annotation you need to use, right? That is endpoint, right? Already I mentioned it. This is the endpoint, right? Correct guy? So guys, this is the question how we are going to create custom endpoint in Actuator guy. Guy, the next question guy. So also I mentioned here in the question part. So how to create Actuator? How to create Actuator custom endpoint, right? Now question number 9 guy. How to deploy a Spring application in jar and war files guy. So guy, very simple. If you want to deploy a jar and war in a Spring, what question guy? One second, I will explain. So how to deploy a Spring Boot application as a jar and war file, right? So guys, the main thing is that if you want to deploy, if you want to deploy a Spring Boot web application as a jar and war file, so two things keep in mind guys. First, you need to check in your former XML guy. You need to go in format XML, you need to check. So your packaging use tag. You're going to packaging var or jar. This tag should be there, guys. So packaging equal to, so packaging var or jar. After adding this packaging, guys, you should have this plugin, guys. This plugin is very, very important, guys. So what plugin, guys? So a Spring Boot management plugin. If these two things will be there, so you can deploy a Spring Boot application, a jar or var. So I have mentioned this places as well. See, it may be packaged in a jar or package will be var. For more understanding, you can follow this part as well. And guys, so last, how to check the loggers info in the Actuator. Already mentioned earlier also. One more time I will show you. So see, I am going to this thing, so you can see loggers is there, right? So loggers, right? If you click that loggers, so if you will hit this logger, you can see all the tabs of log information, guys. So with this help of this logger endpoint, you can find out all the information related to the logger. Okay, this is all about our what, the question what I have shown in this place. Okay, that is the all question, guys, about our Spring Boot Actuator, guys. I hope, guys, you understood all the question and I have explained very clean, right? Every question what generally asked in the interview room. So that's it, guys, in this video. If you have any doubt, any confusion, please do me comment in comment section. I will reply back to you as per my time relative. And next part also, guys, in coming part 4, I will bring one video about Actuator for the Spring Boot application one real time example. Okay, that's it, guys. So if you will what get all the information what I have explained here, so I hope you don't have any confusion. And also you can crack the Actuator question very easily in the interview room. That's it, guys. So if you like the video, guys, please like, share, subscribe. Okay, so due to which my motivation will more boost. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. We'll meet very soon in next video.